I'm just going to have to interrupt you there. We do have now live pictures of Prince Harry arriving at court. He has flown in this morning from California, and there he is very swiftly walking through into court here in London. And we can see an entourage behind him, and indeed what looked like a little box of evidence. I don't know if that's going to be consequential later on.
Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. So it's all kicking off now. Prince Harry is in court, and obviously it can't be televised in the UK, but the updates are coming in. He finally showed up after failing to appear on the first day of court, much to the annoyance of the judge and the barristers. So he's being cross-examined by Andrew Green, who is referred to as the Beast, and he has had a number of high-profile cases involving Catherine Jenkins, Steve Winwood, and he does cases involving celebrities typically. So apparently he's very tough when it comes to cross-examining, and he is seeking to destroy Harry's case, essentially. As he enters the witness box in a historic showdown on Tuesday, the Duke of Sussex will face Andrew Green, KC, the renowned barrister acting on behalf of Mirror Group newspapers. Mr. Green, who has fought various high-profile cases in his 35 years at the bar, will be seeking to tear his case to shreds, a High Court barrister told Sky News on Monday, as a former adversary warned The Independent that the Duke may not even realise if he slips up during cross-examination. Now I can imagine Harry going in there thinking that he's going to pull a fast one on the court like he did for Netflix, like he did at Oprah, basically coming up with his truth and expecting the court to just fall for it. But I think he's going to have a rude awakening, I really do. So his witness statement has been released, and the witness statement talked about James Hewitt, where his paternity was questioned. He said perhaps it was an attempt to oust him from the royal family, and there were claims made that he feared that they would try and steal his DNA. You know, he believed that they were plotting to do that in order to prove, you know, who his father was. And yeah, obviously that would have a huge impact. And he said apparently he didn't even know that his mother never met James Hewitt until after his birth, I think 2 years after his birth. He didn't even know that until 2014. So all this time, obviously you can imagine, maybe he started to question things himself because of what was in the press. So they're currently going through each article one by one. There was one article where the barrister asked Harry, you know, do you think this is a direct quote? And Harry was like, well, it's not my job to, you know, pick apart articles. That's not my job. So yeah, it's kicking off as we expected. At least he showed up. He claims that he never showed up on the first day because of his daughter's, Lili's birthday, second birthday. They seem to use their children's birthdays as an excuse. Seems to be their thing. The children that nobody ever sees, but we'll take their word for it that they have children. So here's a quick summary of the witness statement. So the Duke of Sussex has suggested stories containing rumours he was fathered by Army Major James Hewitt were designed to oust him from the royal family, the High Court has heard. The claim was made in the Duke's blistering 55-page witness statement. I won't be reading the whole thing. Released on Tuesday while giving evidence against Mirror Group newspapers in a case about unlawful information gathering. In the statement, the Duke, who confirmed his preference to be referred to as Prince Harry after an initial address of Your Royal Highness, revealed he had spent years believing the numerous stories focused on a rumour that James Hewitt, an army major, was his biological father. He only learnt in 2014 that his mother met Hewitt after he was born. A story published in The People in December 2002 concerned a plot to steal a sample of his DNA to test his parentage. Wow. The family should have done everything they could to reassure him behind the scenes. That's what I don't understand. Like, why did it go on for so long where he was even questioning his parentage himself? Charles could have completely addressed that head on and just put the rumour to rest, at least, you know, within the family. The Duke said, at the time, when I was 18 years old and had lost my mother just 6 years earlier, Stories such as this felt very damaging and very real to me. They were hurtful, mean and cruel. I was always left questioning the motives behind the stories. Were the newspapers keen to put doubt into the minds of the public so I might be ousted from the royal family? Well, in my opinion, obviously I don't know their motive, but I would think that Harry was very much a beloved member of the royal family. It's just human nature for people to seek the truth. When they think that there's a discrepancy somewhere where things are being covered up, where there's a conspiracy even, people want to get to the bottom of it. I think it's just human nature. And maybe the newspapers wanted to be the first to, come with the proof, to come with the scoop. But then it turned out to not be true. So as of 1 p.m. GMT, it's not my role to deconstruct articles. The court has moved on to the 7th article in question, a Daily Mirror article titled Harry's Cocaine, Ecstasy and GHB Parties, January the 14th, 2002, written by Jane Keir. Prince Harry, in his claim, has said he doesn't know where the words worried sick could have come from in relation to his father's response to his drug taking. I don't think it is my role to deconstruct articles. The Duke tells Mr. Green after the lawyer attempted to establish whether the quote marks around worried sick in the article were intended to show direct quotation from Charles. Pressed again by Mr. Green about the fact that information was reported elsewhere first, Harry says, when an article comes out, in my experience, journalists are under a huge amount of pressure to deliver the goods. Asked whether the article itself or the breaking of the story impacted him, he tells the court, the headline itself is enough to create judgment. The headline itself, let alone the article, had a profound impact on me, because even though I didn't read it, there were people around me who would have read it. Okay, so that's where we're at now. Interesting. And today, here in the US, the Heritage Foundation goes to court to seek access to Prince Harry's visa application to establish whether or not he lied about his drug use. The Heritage Foundation has filed a lawsuit against the US Department of Homeland Security to see if rules were followed in granting the Duke of Sussex his visa. The Heritage Foundation is a DC-based conservative think tank, and the move comes after Harry revealed in his memoir Spare that he had used drugs at one time. Widespread and continuous media coverage has surfaced the question of whether DHS properly admitted the Duke of Sussex in light of the fact that he has publicly admitted to the essential elements of a number of drug offences in both the United States and abroad. And we know that other celebrities have been denied access to the US. I remember Amy Winehouse couldn't get a visa and had to film herself for the Grammys in the UK. She had to attend remotely. Due to her drug use, it became well known at the time that she was an addict, and she was denied access to the US. And we know about Nigella Lawson, who was also denied access to the US because of her drug use, her former drug use. I've been told that because he is married to a US citizen, it's unlikely that he will lose his visa, even if it's brought to light that he did lie in the visa application. And obviously, they've basically said that it's not in the public interest, it's a private matter. But the Heritage Foundation, believe otherwise, especially in light of how lax the laws are here when it comes to immigration under this administration. And a lot of people are saying, did Biden fix it for him to come here despite his drug use? And my thing is, this is somebody who promotes drug use. It's not just a matter of, he had a past, a checkered past, and he just didn't want to risk being denied a visa, so he lied, he was scared, that kind of thing. No, this is somebody who brazenly promotes drug use. He sat down with a so-called, psychologist or expert. He sat down and spoke about psychedelics and how they've helped him, they've been therapeutic towards him, how he uses it. He basically self-medicates. In my opinion, that's promoting something that is very, very dangerous, especially for a young person to engage upon. The fact that he has many young, impressionable fans and he's promoting, the so-called benefits of mushrooms and various psychedelics. That's my thing. That I think that for that reason, we could do without him here, quite frankly. And, he spoke about it in his book, yes. And he revealed in his book that he was smoking weed at Tyler Perry's house and, you know, things of that nature. So clearly this is something that is still ongoing. It's not like it's something that happened in the past and he had treatment for it and, you know, he's sober now. From his own admission, he's not sober. So we'll follow that closely. We'll see how that turns out as well. As an immigrant myself, you know, I'm very interested to see how that goes. I remember the whole process. They ask you all of these questions. They make it clear that you are under oath. It's like being in court. So, you know, you can't lie when you're under oath. And if Harry did that, you know, I would be curious to see what the consequences of that is going to be, because I definitely think if a regular person had done that, they'd be out. So I don't think he should be treated any differently. I don't care what contacts he has with the Biden administration or him being a prince. He needs to be treated like everyone else, because in this country, we don't have royalty. So we treat everyone equally here. And that's it. More updates are coming in by the hour. So it'll be very interesting to see how this court case goes, especially with this Andrew Green, the beast. We'll see how Harry holds up under cross-examination. So thanks for watching. Take care of yourselves, and I will see you in the next video, God willing.